The movie review. This one's called Milan Calibre 9. This is going to be another Italian mafia flick that predates The Godfather. It's by the same director of The Boss, but it's not part of the series, three-part series that he did, similar to Dario Argento's Trifecta. Oh man, I've been sitting on this chair all night. There's one guy who was just walking around all messed up on PCP or crystal meth or something, stepping on his dog and leaving his dog in the driveway here. Fortunately, didn't get run over by a car, but I had to call the cops because he had all this stuff blocking the driveway here. Anyways, getting back to the movie, I was kind of disappointed by this one. I'm giving it 3 out of 5 stars. I really didn't care for it too much. The love interest wasn't attractive to me. She doesn't get naked. In fact, there's no nudity in this one. So I could have watched it in front of my son, I guess. There's a lot of blood and violence, though, so maybe not. Anyways, I decided not to chance it after watching Manhunt. At Starbucks in front of my son. That was kind of embarrassing. Anyways, so it's about this guy Hugo. I guess he's the mafia is accusing him of stealing their money. He's been in jail for some reason I can't figure out. The commissioner's really annoying. At one point he says private property is theft. There's a lot of inane dialogue in this one. There's some German actor, Adolf, which is kind of a strange name for a German actor. Anyway, he's overacting. He's very animated, and for what reason I don't know. Like I said, the dialogue doesn't make any sense. So ends up getting hired by the mafia so they can watch him figure out where his stolen money is. He makes friends with some other guy. Not sure how or why they're friends, but I think his name is Nico. And then meanwhile he reunites with his ex, who apparently waited for him while he was in jail for 3 years or whatever it was. For what? I don't know. Maybe the mafia framed him? I have no idea what happened. Anyways. I guess I should have paid better attention, or maybe the movie didn't make it clear. But it seemed like there were a lot of plot holes in this one. I was watching it while I was doing my graveyard shift here, so I might have been a little tired, granted, but really couldn't follow what was going on in this movie. There's cool plot twists at the end, and it's got this really weird kind of Led Zeppelin / Jethro Tull type music that goes on and off whenever they're like driving around or blowing up stuff. So I think it could have been a better movie, but It had something going for it towards the end. The first hour, though, kind of boring and not much going on there. There's a lot of character build up in this one. Not much in the way of dialogue in terms of understanding what they're saying to each other. Maybe got lost in translation because the dubbing is kind of suspect in this one. So it might be that. I don't know. Maybe they just did a poor job dubbing and translating it to English. And that kind of explains why the movie isn't that great. So that's the third movie on this disc. I misspoke, and I thought it was part of a series along with The Boss, but alas, Henry Silva is nowhere to be found, which kind of makes the movie all that more less quality compared to, say, Manhunt or The Boss, the other two movies on this disc. I'm watching City Rats right now, which looks totally ridiculous. I think the best movie on this disc is The Boss. I really enjoyed that movie. Manhunt was pretty good. This movie's kind of meh, and City Rats just looks like total crap. So I got a fourth job teaching coding, computer programming to a bunch of kids in a classroom setting. It's an independent contractor position, and I'm not sure how the pay works, which is probably why they're so desperate to hire more tutors after school. But I want to learn coding, so I figured what better way to learn coding than to teach it to a bunch of kids. So I went through the online training videos, and they talk a lot about legal exposure, leaving kids unattended, or molestation. Even if you don't snitch on somebody for molestation, it gets kind of could be subject to legal action. And it's kind of society we live in, and we've got protection from ARAG, so I'm not too worried about that. What I'm more worried about is how they only pay once a month, and I don't know. I got to deduct all my expenses. I might not be making as much money as I thought, but it's kind of close to my other job, so I'm not too worried about that. And maybe it'll give me an opportunity to later on down the road, so I'm willing to give it a shot, at least for this spring. When school gets back in, I may reconsider, but I figure it's worth a shot. Anyways, yeah, 3 out of 5 stars. Can't say highly recommended. Can't say check it out. I'm not going to post this trailer or the movie in the description box. Although it is probably public domain, you could probably find it on YouTube anyway. But I think I'm going to nod off for a while. That PCP dude had me going. Couldn't nod off because he left his dog in the friggin' driveway. I don't know if the police caught up to him, but that dude needs some serious chemical dependency treatment. Even if he wasn't hurting anybody except for the dog, he kept stepping on that poor dog. And I didn't like the fact that he was blocking my driveway, but he wasn't really hurting anybody per se. no victim, no crime kind of thing. I still had to call the cops because he was freaking out one of the hotel guests who didn't look much better than he did. She just was more sober and clean, I guess. Although she was chain smoking the cigarettes, and she was asking where's the cannabis hemp bar around here. Pretty crazy. Anyways, people are crazy. I don't know how they can afford a hotel like this. But in any case, I wanted to impress my son that I was teaching coding. He actually knew what coding was, and I didn't know. It's like sending instructions to a robot, he said, which is correct. Exactly what the training video said. So I'm going to give him credit for being smart on some things. He's not too smart for worshiping Earth Day and trees and stuff. But he's smart on other things, I guess. I don't know what they brainwash him with, all this Earth Day stuff and trees providing clean air and stuff like that. But I guess it's partly my fault for letting him watch Captain Underpants. Those two kids in the treehouse. Now he's intrigued by trees, which isn't necessarily a bad thing per se. I mean, J.R.R. Tolkien had the tree thing going on with Lord of the Rings, and then the hippies and the environmentalists caught on to it, and they thought, oh, J.R.R. Tolkien is one of us. He belongs to the environmentalist cause. Of course, J.R.R. Tolkien wanted nothing to do with those people. But in any case, enough about politics and environmentalism. One time, Devo played for Earth Day here in San Francisco. My parents wanted to go, and I refused to go with them. So I guess they went and had fun. Which is not to say that I don't like Devo. It's just, I don't know, they sell out to the mainstream kind of trendy liberal leftists. They call themselves Dada, which is kind of Bolshevik in nature. But anyways, what else can I say about this movie? Yeah. So I got 4 movies for a total of 6 hours and 18 minutes. Only got through 3 of them. And City Rats I'm not looking forward to, so yeah. This movie actually gets a similar rating to The Boss, I guess, because the director is pretty good. But I forget the director's name. I'll have to look it up so I can post it in the description box. Anyways, I'll send in my review later.